What's up, YouTube? P here with the 2003 Evo 8. Haven't posted in a little while between school and actually working on this thing to get it back going. I've been pretty busy, so I'll kind of tell you what symptoms happened and kind of where I went from there and how I actually believe I now have it fixed. Okay, so initially I was driving the car and everything was fine, and downshifted in a second, and I got onto the gas a little bit, got into boost pretty heavy, and then just kind of fell on its face. And after that, it seemed like every time I'd get past maybe 15 pounds of boost, it would kind of do like a fuel cut or whatnot. And well, I thought it was a fuel cut, but it was very harsh. And I thought either a pipe blew off or it was fuel cut. Long story short, I got it home, tightened up, all the pipes were fine. Fuel pressure's reading great when I was logging with the AM Infinity. And then I took out the coils, and I figured, maybe one of the coils went bad. And I did get a couple bad readings on the coils that were on here. So I went on eBay and ordered authentic Denso coils. Okay, those came in, took it back out, and same thing, running like crap doing that. So I changed out the cam angle sensor, put a new one in there. Actually got one from AutoZone, left me on the side of the road because they're garbage. So I actually ordered the OEM Mitsubishi one. It was $80, and it did the trick. And I actually, instead of buying the shield, I put like a heat wrap around it, and that does the trick. I don't need anything fancy, just something that's gonna work. Anyways, so I was still having issues with it, and then I started doing some research and found out that the good old eBay Denso original authentic are not are not authentic, and they're garbage. They work great until you get into heavy boost, and then they shit out on you. So what I ended up doing was ordering from Summit Racing actual Denso coil-on plugs, and they're a little bit more expensive. They're about, I don't know, 42, 43 bucks a piece, so about 170 altogether, something like that. And then for $60 on eBay, you can get the 4 authentic that look exactly like these, minus they don't have the decals on top. And these actually came in the actual Denso box and everything like that, so obviously they're legit. So those just got replaced today. Took it out. She's pulling beautiful like she should be. It's on low boost, like 23 pounds. I'm fixing to kick it back up to about 43 pounds. I had my tuner in Florida. He remotely did it, took it off the second boost stage, so it stayed low just, for safety reasons. So I might go ahead and just add that back in if I can't get a hold of him. It's pretty simple to do. Some of the other things I did, I put a new starter in there, and this Odyssey battery, 180 bucks. They're like a small one, custom made. The other one still kind of works and everything, but I just figured I'm gonna put a new starter, put a new battery, and now I know exactly when this battery was put in here, and it makes a huge difference when cranking power and everything else like that. See what else did I do? Yep, put new plugs in there, and the gap on them is so tiny. It's 0.016, and that is correct. I confirmed that with the tuner because it's 40 pounds of boost, so it's got to be that tight. But other than that, I went over the whole car, pulled out O2 sensors, cleaned everything out, tightened all the hoses, and so it's kind of as a headache figuring this whole ordeal out. But the good thing about it is I went over everything, verified timing, made sure all the charge pipes were tight, any leaks, anything I can find, got tightened up. So she's pretty solid now. I'm thinking about racing her Saturday. There's a track event here. It's only an 1/8 mile track event, so I'm not even sure it's worth taking it out there, And I still haven't really even tried to launch the car yet. I gotta tune in two-step and make sure all that stuff is set, my launch control. Easy enough to tune in, but other than that, I'm just kind of happy I finally got it figured out. So note to self, don't go cheap. And for you guys out there, if you got a car like this, do not go on eBay and buy frickin' coil-on plug system, because you will be buying the actual set. And I guess you have spare ones laying around for if you don't want to get in boost, but I prefer to use my 700 horsepower. And then I also got the new cover installed, so this is a little bit lower now. I think it's a lot cleaner. And car's great. We're just going to do a little bit of tuning, maybe to add a little bit of fuel, because it's still kind of hard to get started when it's cold out. But in the meantime, my remedy for that is at AutoZone, they have these magnetic, it's like an oil pan heater, block heater, whatever. You just slap it underneath your oil pan, plug it in, and forget about it. Keeps the engine oil nice and warm and everything like that. So that seems to do the trick and lets it crank up first or second try, which is pretty awesome. So I'll try to get a driving video done here. I'm just kind of set my tuner a little message to let him know that it's starting to run good again if he wants to kick the boost up. And like I said, if not, I'll just go ahead and throw it in the map myself because I kind of saved the table and everything like that, so should be pretty simple. But yep, happy as shit that she's back up. And then the Grand National, yesterday I finished putting new valve springs in it, so that helped with compression. It's smoother now, better acceleration. But my next thing on that thing is going to be I'm going to probably put a new turbo in there that are rebuild the one I have, because I believe I'm getting a little bit of oil from the turbo. I could tell by the intercooler there's a little bit of signs of oil in there, and also on deceleration when vacuum hits you could see smoke, a little bit of smoke coming out of a tailpipe, so that's a telltale sign of a turbo seal. So no big deal. I mean, new turbo would be great on the car. It's a 80 or probably 87 motor on there, so I'm sure it needs it. It has a lot of original parts on there like the valve springs, so I moved up to 90-pound valve springs from Comp Cams and put them on yesterday, so she's running good. But thanks for watching, and I'll post some videos as soon as I get some. Have a good one.